there, you're watching Retail Therapy Arts and Crafts. Steve Hyland with you here. It's good to have your company. Carol Vernon, as always, our resident expert who brings you some of the most amazing products, and your chance to get them simply by going on the Buy Now button on this particular page. What we got coming up with this little show?
This is great. This is a ShapeCutter starter set.
Oh, right.
Yep.
The shape template and starter set.
Absolutely.
I tell you what, it looks like it's the kind of thing that
you need to open.
You need to open. But it seems to me what you get. You get all sorts of things inside. You get the templates, you get a ShapeCutter.
Yep. Loads of goodies.
But what can you do with it?
Oh, all sorts of things. Let's look at what we get first, because that'll sort of entice us.
You're going to like this,
four
actually.
Templates.
Right.
One of them, all different shapes. We've got stars and circles, hearts, ovals, all sorts of different things. So for matting and layering, card making, scrapbooking, frame making, they're absolutely perfect. That's just one of the templates. This one is fantastic. All your speech bubbles, so for scrapbooking it's absolutely perfect. That's
a great idea, isn't it? I like that one. That's a really good idea, by the way. Yeah.
Now, obviously, there's all the different shape speech bubbles as well, and also we've got edges. So these edges can be used to cut sides of scrapbooks or cards, whatever you want to do. Then
got this one here.
A frame. This obviously all the different shape frames, size frames. So again,
this is great. Once again, very intricate.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure I've seen this in the shops, and I'm sure I've heard people say, "Oh, I must get one of those if I only knew what it did."
How to do it? That's right, and that's quite common actually.
Let me see
just the final one in there is the flowers. Now, all the different flowers, all the petals, stamens, stems. You've got your tulips and all the different flower shapes, so they're fantastic. So all sorts of different things.
And what we're talking about is that we can actually do things like this, can't we?
That's right, yeah. Now I've just used the frames, cut the frames out on all different sorts of papers and cards, mounted photographs, and they're fantastic for your scrapbook. So then you can just embellish them as you like.
Now, it also comes with a mat too that you've also got, so that you get the actual cutting tool, which is the strange thing there, isn't it? Here.
We've got a hard cutting mat. Now you need to use this tool with this mat because it's hard, so that the knife doesn't go right through it.
Okay, right. Now the idea obviously on this is for you to be as creative as you possibly can be. If you do want to get this or anything else that we're showing you, don't forget you've got the Buy Now buttons that are on this page, and any of the items that we do show, there's always going to be things that maybe will come in handy. For instance, starter packs on cardboard or starter packs on paper. So just have a look at that and put them in your shopping basket, and away you go. But just watch what you can do with this.
Right.
Which one are you going to use?
I'm going to use just the oval because for card making it's quite useful. There are two sides to this, and the side that you can actually feel that the raised side is the side we need to have upwards.
Okay.
And then pop the template onto your card. Now, the cutting tool has got a depth setter, so by just turning the middle up or down, you can either cut very thin paper or very thick card. So it's sort of okay to use it on all sorts of.
Can you also, if you wanted to, could you cut a photograph of this as well? If there's a shot or a bar, I can actually trim it with
that's what we did with
these pictures here. So you didn't do those with scissors, you did it with this?
With the cutter. And you can also, if it's backed, use it on fabric as well. So you can use it for all different sorts of applique.
Now, where's the blade on this?
Now the blade,
let's just have a look here.
See if we can get that.
That's right. So the blade is just there.
Yeah. And it's.
I'll just move that.
If we just move that there,
there we go.
That blade, although it's very small, is very, very sharp.
Right.
And in the kit comes two blades, so you know once you've played and sort of experimented, you've got another one then for when you get back to doing all the serious work.
All right then. So then, how do you use it? This is the thing. Now, normally, as I said, I've heard people say that I wouldn't mind getting that if I knew how to use it.
Right.
And
it is so very easy. You have the longest part of the blade away from you.
Okay.
Pop it onto the template.
Right.
And simply go round the template. Without having to change direction, you can just move it because the blade actually swivels, and there you've got your actual oval.
Very, very easy, isn't it?
Well, it is, but if you want them to put something behind, that's going
to be great for when you're doing your card making as well, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. And you can mat and layer then.
All right, that's easy now. I think they're just cheating a little bit because, of course, that's just going to do a more complicated shape. Which is the most, do one of the speech bubbles because that's got, I'm sure you won't be able to do that quite so easily, ha.
We'll see. Right, again, just pop the blade onto the template, draw around. When you go around the corner, just slow down a little bit. Back round we go. Oops. Slip just a little bit.
You said
there,
whoops.
Oops.
No, but I tell you what, that still looks fantastic. And that
and you've still got the cutout there.
is brilliant as well for that matter. So you've got everything you want there.
That's
You know,
right.
this is a really super idea. And I bet already you can see things you could be using this for. As I said, there's an example of what we were talking about earlier on, where you can use the different shapes on here.
That's right. So they say they're just all cut out, and then you cut the photograph out. You can use the templates to do that as well.
Now, over there, you've got some of the reverse outs, and you can actually see all the different shapes. So this will make it easy for you to see.
These are all the different shapes. I don't know.
If we, I tell you what, if we turn it around that way so we can see. There we are. We'll do it that way.
So again, these are all the speech bubbles, and your positive and negative,
Right.
or reverse. So you can see there are quite a lot of different shapes. Also, all the little circles as well. So you know, you can have thought
bubbles.
Thought bubbles.
I often have the odd thought. It's often very lonely though.
I'm not saying a word. And on this one, we've got the flowers. Now, these flowers, you can do lots of different petals and build up a whole flower.
Kind of a three-dimensional effect.
That's right, yeah.
Right.
And then all the little petals and stamens you can sort of build up again. So that really is a lovely versatile stencil. And again, you can use them on card, vellum, material, photographs, so all different sort of materials, and build some really interesting
I mean, you're a
flowers.
real crafter on this, but do you think it's something that everybody should have?
I do. I use mine all the time, and it's such a lot more such a sharp outline as well. With scissors you sometimes get little sort of it's not level or creased or crooked, but with this it cuts out perfectly every time. Very crisp, and especially circles as well. So look at these, they're lovely crisp circles.
Yeah, and very round, and that's what I think so clever about it as well.
And simple. I mean, it takes a second just to whip round there, where trying to cut a circle out is, you end up with sort of a square circle, don't
Well, of
you?
course, we were talking earlier on, actually, before we started putting the show together, and the heart is sometimes a very difficult thing to actually cut out when you're just doing it freehand, or even when you draw it.
Well, even if you've drawn it from a template, it's quite hard to cut it out exactly. But with this, because it follows the template and it hugs the template, you get sort of the perfect result every time.
Have we gone through them all?
I think we've got one more.
That's the last one there. There it is. Yeah.
Now these are fantastic because again you can use them as for matting and layering, so you can cut the base out and put smaller ones on top so you can actually see the border, or you can use them for photographs, pop photographs behind them.
I think sometimes, you know, when you sometimes buy maybe a picture frame, and they'll have the cutouts inside, won't they?
That's right.
And you just never ever, you can't ever get the picture in there, or maybe it isn't quite right. Maybe you don't want their layout. You maybe want to do one of your own. This seems to be an ideal way of doing that, an ideal tool.
Well, you can actually cut out, get the piece of paper to fit, and then cut the middle out, mount your photograph, then put it into your photograph frame. So then it will fit. So
now, you've got a few more examples of what you've done with this, haven't you?
Now, for carding,
move these out of the way for you.
It's superb. I mean, I did this one, which is the shaker card, which is quite popular at the minute.
All right, there we are.
Thank you.
I like that. That's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, and just put some acetate behind, and then sort of, as you shake it, look, you can see all the little confetti inside moving.
I think that's just gorgeous. Yeah. That really is beautiful. That's gorgeous. What a lovely
obviously
idea.
So simple. Just straight round with your cutter, with your template, and there you go.
These are on the website too, aren't they?
They all are.
They're all on the website.
And the embossing tool for this as well.
Yeah.
Because that is simplicity and it's fantastic.
Make certain you have a look at that.
Yeah.
Okay, good prices too.
Now this one is a little bit sort of contemporary, a little bit different, but I cut all the petals out in vellum. So that gives you an idea that you can.
You know, until today I've never heard. I mean, vellum is a very light paper, is it?
It is. It's like a waxy paper, but it's used for sort of the old-fashioned parchment craft. Nowadays, it's getting pretty colours as well. So. There are a lot more different designs rather than just the plain cream or white parchment.
You know, it's hard to believe actually looking at that's all been made up from the vellum, also the transfers and the prints and everything. I mean, that is just such a lovely design.
Yeah. I mean, these were just out of pearlescent card, which again is on, and then all the vellums as well. A little bit of ribbon and you've got a totally different card.
I hope we're inspiring you to some great ideas here, because I think that's what's so important about all of this. I think when you sometimes have all the bits and pieces to actually start making your cards, it's finding that initial idea. Find the idea and you're away, and that's exactly what we're showing you here. These are lovely.
Sometimes you've got the idea in your head but you're not sure how to start, you know, how to go about it. I mean, I sort of like doing all the ribbon weaving. So cut the oval out and do all the weaving behind it, and you've got a really different card.
I mean, that's so different.
You need the oval.
Yeah.
You need the perfect shape to start with.
By the way, if you do want to, if you've got any queries or anything, sorry about that, if you do
It's
have
all
any,
right.
just hit up my knee, if you do have any queries or anything like that about what we are showing you here, and you'd like to find out more, you can go on our forums as well. I know that you're going to be sort of going on there and answering some of the questions
I will
too.
be doing
At a
that.
later date, we will be having a live chat room too, where you can talk to Carol with your art and craft questions. The whole idea is to make this really part of the art and craft community. So if you are looking for ideas, this is just going to be perfect for you.
The other thing is if they want to pass ideas onto us.
That's the other thing, because we've been
always ready
inviting
to
the
learn,
guys,
aren't we?
because we're not the font of all knowledge,
No,
just most of it.
absolutely. No, yeah, we try. We try hard.
What else have we got here?
Well, this one is quite an interesting one because I use the borders as well. So
Right.
I actually cut the borders out using the shape cutter. So if you've got trouble holding scissors sometimes, if holding small scissors is quite difficult, with this it's quite easy to hold, and you can cut all these intricate borders out. So that's another good
I
thing.
do like that.
Yeah, and again, you can use the borders down the inside as well.
Very quickly, just the last couple that we've got there.
Yep, this one I just used to cut a nice square out and then pop some pressed flowers in, and then one just to cut some squares out, put a little bit of vellum behind and some flowers on. Quite an effective card then, quite quickly.
Right then, so if you do want to get a hold of yours, you can do that. It is our shape cutter and shape template and starter set, and you can see exactly what you can do with it. It comes with the cutter, it also comes with your different templates, and it comes with a mat as well. So you've got everything that you need there, even some spare blades
right,
I noticed too, and that's important too.
Yeah.
You can cut everything from the fine papers all the way through to the cards. You can get the cards online with us here at Retail Therapy Art and Craft. Listen, if you want to get down and start making some fantastic looking cards, or if you maybe just want to add to your existing collection of tools that you use to make your cards, this will be a great addition for you. Carol, as always, absolutely fantastic to see that. Thank you very much. Don't forget as well, watch the other videos that Carol's into. They'll give you some more inspiring ideas when it comes to your card and crafts with us here at Retail Therapy.